Austin MP, on Pride Rules, Nick Diaz the GOAT for real. Not even close, my friend. I was definitely a Diaz brother hater at the beginning, but now I actually think Nick Diaz is decent. Still not never a fan of Nate. Nate's his wannabe wigger persona and his pillow-fisted approach to fighting, I am just not a fan. Nick Diaz seems like a cool human being, though. So, I still didn't start fighting yet. They really gotta speed this up. Alright, let's see what Austin MP's saying. Nick never really lost, but to Jackson and beat him twice. Nick definitely lost. Let's bring up the record. I've seen most of his fights. It looks like, so he's got a couple of split decision losses. He got TKO'd by KJ Noons. I remember watching that fight live. I think he probably could have kept fighting, but he was getting destroyed in that fight, wasn't he? If I remember correctly. I've only seen that fight live. I haven't seen it since. Yeah, Condit beat him decisively, and so did GSP. And then obviously Robbie Lawler. But I actually have to rewatch Joe Riggs, Diego Sanchez, and Sean Shirk. I don't remember those fights. I don't remember the Caro fight. And I don't think I saw the Hironaka fight in Shuto. I think also one of his decision victories was suspect. I forgot which one. Yeah, I don't remember. But he's definitely been outclassed. Wait, he also... he did beat Anderson Silva, though, didn't he? Did they not give him that decision? Was that one of the weird... So... No contest? So it was originally a decision win for Silva. I thought Nick Diaz destroyed him in that fight. That was weird. I remember there was a lot of controversy on the Condit fight. And it was kind of close, but I thought Condit won. Don't remember the Shirk fight. No, the Anderson fight, Nick Diaz definitely beat Anderson Silva. Like, that one was so obvious. How the heck did they give Anderson the decision? Austin says Condit ran like a mother effer and threw gay ass kicks. Yeah, but they score points though. I think it was obvious Condit's the better fighter. And I was never even a Condit fan. Because, yeah, he was a point fighter, but... They should have had a rematch. In the KJ Noons fight, wasn't Diaz getting lit up? And then they stopped it early, but... Wow, these guys are throwing hard. Fazil and Babian are throwing hard. Wow, this is the most exciting open thus far. Throwing punches and kicks full power. If they keep up this kind of pace, this is not going the distance. Man, they're throwing hard. Babian going for the takedown. Is he about to get it? Now he's got the back, and he drags him down. See what happens here. And he does. Fazil reverses, ends up on top. What the heck? And then Babian takes the back. I don't know if I've seen that before. Going for the choke, but it looks a little high. It's on the mouth. Readjusts. Still high. Still high, but pressing in. I don't think he's going to get it. Yep, slipped off. Austin says Nick beat KJ in the rematch. Yeah, I remember that. I still think, wasn't that still kind of a close fight, even in the rematch? Now, Babian ends up on top in full mount. Wow. Fazil scrambles out. This is crazy. The amount of position changes this fast is crazy. These guys are both pretty decent. I'm gonna need to rewatch them to give you definitive information. But there was also a Nick Diaz decision victory that was highly suspect. I don't remember which one. The Anderson fight, he definitely beat Anderson Silva. Those judges were on crack. Fabian went for a choke and slipped off. Fazil on top now. Sort of. He has him stacked. Like a reverse stack. Austin MP says Nick he won unanimous. KJ had good boxing, but that was all. Nick trained with Andre Ward. Nick Diaz and Fader, my goats. Fader lost to Arona hands down. And Krokop, if you look at the Pride rules. Krokop destroyed Fader. Did all the damage in that fight. They gave Fader the decision somehow. I've watched that fight a bunch of times. We went over it on one of the lives. And Fader ducked. Karatanov would have beaten Fader too. I mean, Fader's definitely top 10 easy. Maybe top 5 prime. Maybe top 3. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put him at number 1. I think Andrei Arlovsky would have beat him in his prime too, if that fight had happened earlier. Andrei Arlovsky had great hands, and he was also a junior Sambo world champ or something like that, so he was faster, more athletic than Fader. Yeah, if that fight had happened earlier, Andrei Arlovsky and I think Andrei Arlovsky and Sergey Karatanov, and even Fader's brother, Alexander Emelianenko, is better than Fader. He beat him in Sambo, and he's got way better hands than Fader. How am I a Fader hater? Have you seen, how many times have you watched? Yes, Arlovsky got sniped out of the air past his prime Arlovsky. Prime Arlovsky would have never even done that. Fader can't out-Sambo Arlovsky, and he can't outstrike Arlovsky, prime Arlovsky. Arlovsky was too fast. He'd already slowed down quite a bit. Yeah, Fader's not even close to the GOAT. Ricardo Arona, light heavyweight Ricardo Arona is better than Fader. Have you watched the Arona fight? Arona was awesome. We didn't go over that. His brother didn't win? What do you mean, Austin MP? Alexander Emelianenko did beat Fader. I don't know if he didn't beat him. Did he not beat him for the world title, though? I think Fader beat Alexander for one of the titles, but Alexander practically let him win. We went over that. Yeah, we did. We found some blog with, like, the notes on that. Fader admitted Alexander was better, too. Fader's not a BSer. He never even called himself the GOAT. Like, Fader shoots straight. Like, he talks straight. He also ducked Krokop for, like, a whole year while taking easy fights in some other organizations. He ducked Krokop until Krokop had like 8 fights in 1 year, which was smart on his part, but Fazil lands a good shot here. Fazil looks like he's about to take over this fight completely. Anaconda choke. Uh-oh. He might have it. Yep, he got it. Tap, boom. Fight's done. He beat past his prime Arlovsky. He never beat Krokop and he ducked Krokop for years, and then he ducked the Krokop rematch. Yeah, that Randleman fight was crazy. Randleman still possibly beats Fader 9 out of 10 times. Randleman was an explosive monster back in his day. Sergey Karatanov beats Fader 9 out of 10 times too. Prime Karatanov. They trained together. That's why Fader wanted no part of him after that, because he knew he was better. He did. We spent like an hour on that. I had to find, it was like on some obscure Russian blog. I could try to find it again. I remember when it happened, because it was kind of like a big, because when Fader said that admitted that his brother was better, he just didn't train seriously. And then there was a mention of Alexander beating him. Yeah, so they didn't record. So there was one match they did, Russian National Championships, which was like an exhibition. And Fader, yeah, basically Alexander let him get the armbar. It was like an exhibition match. But there was, they faced each other 3 or 4 times, and those records are not listed anywhere. But at the time, Fader made the statement, because this was a long time ago. This is like in the early 2000s. So the video is of their exhibition, but they faced each other 3 or 4 times, and Alexander did beat him. Blagoy Ivanov beat him too, and then Fader ducked Ivanov in MMA when Ivanov transitioned to MMA. Like, Fader's a coward. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was mostly his management team, but... Austin MP with the super chat. Fader, the expletive goat. Not even close, my friend. I mean, if you're talking all-time any weight class, Kazushi Sakuraba is the best of all time. It's not just speaking highly. Watch Prime Alexander Emelianenko. He's faster and more technical than Fader in every aspect of the game. And bigger. I mean, he's just so big. He's a monster. Alexander Emelianenko is a monster. Austin MP says, how does a man win a fight and you say he loses 9 out of 10 times? 1 centimeter on that suplex on the neck of Fader, 1 centimeter further, and Fader possibly has a broken neck and never competes again. That's how. I mean, that was kind of lucky. I mean, nobody's survived that kind of suplex in MMA. I mean, Fader's crazy durable, but part of that was luck. Yeah, his brother's in prison now. I'm talking about Prime. They fought each other like 3 or 4 times in Sambo. Only the video of their exhibition match, where Fader, in quotations, won, but that was an admitted exhibition. There are no results posted of their previous matchups. But I remember it being discussed. Alright, let's see what the next fight is here. 335,000 people watching. I just told you, Fader is definitely top 5 all-time heavyweights. How is that a hater? For example, you can call me a Ronda Rousey hater. She's not even top 20. You can't lose to Ricardo Arona, a guy in a lighter weight class, and then get absolutely destroyed by Crocop, get your face completely rearranged, and claim you won that fight. There's a reason Fader didn't take the Crocop fight earlier. They were supposed to fight like a year earlier, much closer to Crocop's prime. And Fader claimed he was injured, and then he fought in, what was that, Bombaya, some other organization for money. He fought some non-top 10 guy instead of Crocop, and claimed injury. Fader ducked Crocop until Crocop had like 8 fights. Crocop was fighting like every other month, and then Fader finally agreed to fight him. Are you on crack, Austin? You think he's the best, only Kane is Kane's not even top 10. Cain Velasquez only has a couple fights. He has almost no fights. You could say potentially he could have been, but not really. Cain would have never, I mean, I don't know why people said he was good. Like, I mean, he's good, but, like, he doesn't belong in a greatest of all time conversation. I mean, he beat a bunch of scrubs until who? He beat Nogueira, an old Nogueira, and Brock Lesnar, and then got knocked out by Junior Dos Santos. So, yeah, I mean, Kane is not even close. Kane's not top 10. Austin says, Crocop is 2 years older, Arlovsky's is 2 years younger. Well, I'm talking about fighting age. Crocop had over 100 fights by the time Crocop had a full boxing and kickboxing career before MMA. Prime is measured in years. I mean, in fight years, not in biological years. That's why Couture and some of these other guys did so well later in their career. They didn't take damage. Fader would have easily beat Kane prime versus prime. Yeah, Junior Dos Santos doesn't even belong in the conversation for greatest of all time, so that's a decent win, but beating Junior or getting knocked out by Junior, I mean, that's almost like not even really part of the argument. He had good power, but look, Fader was one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He's not number one, and he's definitely not number one, like, all time, regardless of weight class. Sakuraba was destroying people 3 weight classes up. And Sakuraba never ducked anybody like Fader. Fader ducked so many people, or only fought them way after their prime, and then refused a rematch. Like, that's just cowardice. Like, that's not the legacy of a greatest of all time fighter. That's cowardice. I think the main card, does that start at 9 here? Austin MP says, Kane doesn't have the resume and had injuries, but he was the scariest to me. I get not saying he's top 5. I mean, all time. I mean, he was the scariest, one of the scariest in his time with that current roster inside of the UFC, sure. But I mean, Brock's not the best. Like, a lot of people put a lot of stock in him beating Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar's not that great. He's not an all-time great. I mean, Kane just hasn't really beat anybody. He beat Nogueira, but that was an old Nogueira. There's just no way he beats Prime Nogueira. I'm not a Nogueira fan, but I recognize. Nogueira's brother, Little Nog, he was really good. He was probably better than Nogueira. He doesn't get the recognition. Austin MP says, Brock was a crazy athlete but had flaws. He was scared to be hit. Brock is an all-time athlete, though. Yeah, sure. We're talking MMA, though. Yeah, Brock's wrestling credentials are definitely up there. He was a specimen in wrestling. We're talking MMA, though. Nog, Brock, and JDS are good wins. Yeah, they're decent wins. Nobody's saying Kane was horrible and didn't deserve to be a champion or anything like that. But you want to talk all-time great conversation? You're not getting there by beating an old Nogueira. Like, if he beat Prime Nogueira, let alone twice, like Fader did, like, that gets you some points. That's why Fader belongs in the conversation and Kane doesn't. Verdum beat Kane. Yeah, old Verdum. That wasn't even Prime Verdum. Yeah. Old broken down Verdum. Overeem, I would put Overeem over Kane all time as well. Overeem's kind of underrated. Jacked Overeem was better than, I mean, he just made quick work of Brock Lesnar. I would put Overeem way higher than Kane. I think Prime Overeem beats Fader too. By Prime horse meat, Overeem on a horse meat diet. Like, Fader cannot deal with that level of striking and grappling. Alistair Overeem looks really weird now, but last competed 2021. I think I watched that fight. Volkov beat him. But yeah, back in the day, I think Overeem beats Fader as well. There's a lot of people. Prime versus Prime. Or even, not even Prime versus Prime. Austin MP says, Fader, the only man to beat Chael Sonnen. That is impressive, isn't it? Gotta give Fader you gotta give Fader props for that. Austin MP says, Overeem has so much potential. His grappling wasn't great. His stand-up may be the best ever at a heavyweight. What are you talking about? Wasn't he like an ADCC champion and he might have the record for most guillotines? His grappling was fantastic. What are you talking about? He had some serious issues with cardio. That was his problem. But I think once he did get that dialed in. I mean, is Overeem the only guy to have, like, world... Was it ADCC? Oh, it was only European championships. He doesn't have a world grappling title. It was only a European title. In 2005, he got the gold medal at ADCC European Championships. And then he was the K1 champ, too. So, yeah, if he had a world grappling title, he might have been the only guy to have both a K1... Wait, did he not win the K1 title? Wait a second. He never won the K1 title? Oh, yeah, he did. 2010. 2010, he did. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, if he... Overeem was awesome. Yeah, I never got the hate. I never understood the hate for Overeem. He's such an exciting fighter. Even at light heavyweight. I mean, he had a claim to fame. Like, there was actually a joke at the time. First round Overeem was the greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Because he destroyed everybody he ever fought in the first round before he gassed out. Like, everybody. Like, Chuck Liddell, all those guys. Not that Chuck Liddell is good, but people thought he was good. Overeem was an absolute wrecking machine. Yeah, does he have the record for most guillotines? Let me check. His brother was pretty good, too. Not great, but a lot better than people remember. Valentin Overeem. So Uriah Faber has 7 guillotines. Pedro Munoz has 6. Joseph Benavidez has 5. For some reason, I think Overeem has more. Let me count them up. All right, let me ask AI. Well, let me see. What about Overeem? Because I think he had more than that. He has 9. Yeah, he has 8 by guillotine. 19 submission victories. Wait, 8 by guillotine is more than Uriah Faber. So AI says Uriah Faber has 7. But then Overeem has 8, but it's saying he does not hold. So who has more guillotine wins? Yeah, it says he's the number... So it said he's not the number 1, but apparently nobody else has more. He has 8 guillotine submissions, 19 total submissions. Austin MP says he should have beat Stipe. He should have beat everybody. He had some of the worst luck ever. Like, most of it, almost all of his losses, he was decisively winning before either a lapse in judgment or something. He definitely had all the tools. I would rank Overeem higher than Fader all time, too. I think Overeem would have definitely beat Fader had they fought. When Overeem fought Crow Cop, I mean, he was a monster. I think that Overeem beats anybody. I mean, I'm not sure about Prime Crow Cop, but... because that was old man Crow Cop, but... yeah, if Overeem got back on the horse meat, I mean, he could probably be heavyweight champ today. What is he? He's 45? He's not even that old. For heavyweight. Yeah, Overeem's resume is really impressive. Overeem, who has a better resume than Overeem? I mean, yeah, you're going to count he's got a lot of losses. But when you actually examine the nature of those losses, it's kind of hard not to rank Overeem up there all time. Austin says, Fader lost every fight if you look at them before the fight. No, Fader legitimately won. I mean, he destroyed Nogueira. Fader's entire claim to fame was absolutely demolishing Nogueira 3 times. The first fight was not like a no contest because of a headbutt, but obviously Fader would have won. Fader dominated Nogueira like Nogueira has never been dominated until the Crow Cop fight. And then Nogueira's corner threw water in the corner of the ring, so Crow Cop slipped on it if you watch the fight. That's one of the reasons I'm not a Nogueira fan, because of those shady tactics, because Nogueira couldn't take down Crow Cop. So in between rounds, the corner threw a bunch of water and in their corner, and then Nogueira backpedaled into the corner so that Crow Cop would slip on the water that his corner emptied. And then that's how Nogueira got him down and submitted him. And then ducked a rematch. Austin MP says, I didn't know he had 17 sub wins. Yeah, that's why it's so laughable when people like Ronda Rousey, oh, greatest of all time. You haven't had any fights. You had a couple of fights against some soccer moms and then got knocked out twice. That's not a resume for a legend. I mean, yeah, Overeem has a lot of losses, but his MMA record is 47-19. He has 67 fights. Not to mention 15 kickboxing fights. Like, that's a guy with a resume. I mean, Ronda Rousey doesn't even have a resume. I mean, it's crazy. Austin MP says, Brazilian coaches be cheating. I mean, that was so egregious. I mean, that was just, I don't understand how they allowed that, especially when watching it on the replay. It was kind of hard to notice live, but if you watch Krokop slip, his entire leg gives out, like out of nowhere. Because he's just shuffling back. Because Nogueira circled him into the corner. Like, or at least he back circled as Krokop was chasing him. And then Krokop's leg just completely gives out. Because he slipped on the water. Yeah, Overeem probably had like the most versatile skill set at both light heavyweight and heavyweight. Call me crazy. I would have loved to see Sakuraba versus Fader. I'm not saying Sakuraba would have won, but I think it would be a great fight. Because Sakuraba just does not give up. He gave Krokop a decent fight, too. He probably just was too light to beat Krokop and Fader, but Sakuraba is my pick for greatest of all time, factoring weight. Because Sakuraba, and also the amount of champions that Sakuraba beat, the championship caliber fighters that either held championships before or after Sakuraba fought them. So champion caliber. How long are we going to be waiting for this? Oh, it starts in 8 minutes. That's kind of a gap between the prelims. I guess they were, yeah, I guess if all fights went the full distance, perhaps they planned for that. But yeah, I got Krokop, Karatanov, Alexander Emelianenko, Overeem, all above Fader, all-time heavyweight. And Arlovsky. Just in prime. Their primes would rank above Fader's prime. And then I'd probably have Fader. So I'd go Krokop. If you're talking heavyweight only, I'm going to go Krokop. Because I think a prime Krokop, which would have been way back in like 2001, 2002. Because we're talking about a guy who had 2 full combat sports careers. He had like 50 boxing matches. I mean, he had a full boxing and kickboxing career before he came over to MMA. So I would put Krokop at number 1, greatest heavyweight of all time. Number 2, probably Overeem. Then it gets tough. Is Sergey Karatanov better than Alexander Emelianenko? I don't know. But the 2 of them, then Arlovsky, and then I'd put Fader at number 6. Call me crazy. And I've seen just about all of the fights from all of these guys. So this is an informed opinion. I've seen just about all of their fights. Austin MP says, I got Fader 1 forever and ever. Austin MP says, who you got Nate versus Perry tonight? Nate was plus 150 when I bet him. I'm going to lean Perry, but yeah, you never count out a Diaz brother. Just activity-wise, I have to lean Perry. But I actually haven't seen that many of his fights either. Like, I never really liked Nate Diaz. I don't think he's that good. Nick, you know, I'll give Nick his props, but not Nate. So Nate last fought... Oh, actually, it wasn't as long ago as I thought. 2022. But then and then 2020, so he only fought once a year or every 2 years, and then he didn't fight for 4 years between 2016, or 3 years, 2016 to 2019. He didn't even fight that often before that. So activity-wise, he's also... So he's 41. I mean, I don't know. How seriously was he training? Have you been keeping up? Was he training super serious? I'm not really a Mike Perry fan either. Not really a fan of either one of these guys, but let's see. Let's look at his resume. Wow, he's got a lot of decision losses recently. Oh, he hasn't been that active either. Or wait, was he active in was he doing bare knuckle? Oh, okay, he was doing bare knuckle. Oh, okay, so he's been active bare knuckle. And he is 6-0 bare knuckle. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean Perry based on activity. Austin MP says, you having Alex over Fader makes me want to jump in a snake pit. I'm not talking resume. I'm not talking resume. I'm talking who the better fighter is in their prime. Obviously, Fader has a better resume than Alexander. And it's not even close. I'm talking about fighting ability. I'm not talking about resume. Austin MP says, Perry, very hittable, but durable in power. Yeah, Nate has, like, no power. Nate has, like, no power. Yeah, I have not been watching Perry and bare knuckle. But just activity-wise, I think most of the time, the more active guy will have the edge if their fighting ability is approximately equal. I'm not sure that it's equal. I think Perry might be a little bit... Well, I think Perry's faster and more powerful. And more technical in the striking. Nate Diaz is power... You know, he's powder puff, pillow-fisted, throwing hands, same as Nick Diaz. But I would actually say Nick Diaz is much more technical than Nate, both on the feet and on the ground. And better fight IQ for Nick Diaz. Have you watched Sergey Karatanov? Sergey has better hands and maybe... I would say he has better grappling than Fader, but let's call it even. Sergey's still got the better hands. Sergey Karatanov is probably one of the most underrated heavyweights ever. I just don't see how... Because Fader ducked him too, so you gotta factor in who Fader ducked. Because as far as I know, Alexander Emelianenko has never ducked anybody. And neither has Karatanov. I'm not sure if Overeem did. Has Overeem ever ducked anybody? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Fader has ducked more than any of the other heavyweights on my list. Yeah, Karatanov 6'4", 258. Karatanov was bigger than Fader, too. Bigger and stronger. Silver medalist boxing in Central Asian Games. Like, his boxing was incredible. And his grappling was really good, too. 3-time, so Eurasian Combat Sambo champion, Russian Airborne Troops Sambo champion, 6-time Russian Airborne Troops hand-to-hand combat fight champion. I mean, this guy's no joke. He's 36-9 in MMA. He last fought 2 years ago. 2 Mays ago. Fought some no-name. Yeah, he fought a bunch of no-names. He beat Tyrone Spong by TKO. Wow. I don't think I even saw that fight. That's crazy. Sergey Karatanov is probably the most underrated heavyweight ever. Austin says, I'm hoping for a Nate sub or late onslaught since it's 5 rounds. Very possible. Very possible. Nate is technical and stand-up, just less power than that. He's not technical. Do you have like an honest opinion of Nate versus Nick? Because Nick is actually a pretty good fighter. Nate is not. Like, there's such a huge gap between them. Austin MP says, Fader being the top guy means everyone wanted him. Not fair to say he ducked. No, we're talking about fights that were going to be we're talking about the top guys. Guys that were ranked 1 or 2. Karatanov got robbed against Nogueira, if you watch that fight. Karatanov actually beat Nogueira, and he should have fought Fader then. But, no, and Krokop was top ranked when Fader ducked him. Because, also, keep in mind, Fader ducked Krokop to go fight some no-name. Let me find the name of the guy. We're not talking about he ducks one guy to fight, like, a top contender. Like, Fader has the most cowardly ducks out of any of the heavy... Like, we're not talking about fighting to fight another top guy. That's fine. But ducking to fight a no-name? Let me see here. He fought... It was Inoki Boombaya. 2000. He fought Yuji Nagata. He fought a pro wrestler. He fought a pro wrestler instead of fighting Krokop. I mean, that's just pathetic. And he lied about it and said he was injured. And Nagata was 0-1 because Nagata had previously lost to Krokop in his first fight ever. He fought an 0-1 pro wrestler while being the heavyweight champ. That's the most cowardly duck in MMA history. And he lied because he said he was too injured to fight. He said he had a broken hand or something. And then he goes and fights on another card. Tune-up? What does he need a tune-up for? He's the world champion. What are you talking about? What? Tune-up what? He's the champion. He just TKO'd Gary Goodridge like 6 months prior. What tune-up fight? What are you talking about? Alright, my volume is really low on this for some reason. Let's see if I can boost the volume here. I wish the MMA fighter... Were you here yesterday, Austin MP? Like an actual 8-0 MMA fighter was in here, giving us some great insight. He was a former judo guy, knew a lot about Ronda Rousey and the whole judo community in California. Austin MP says, I could win gold in Central Asia. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. Nick is the best. Nate is good. He fought tough competition early. Yeah, sure. But I mean, I watch how they fight too, and I never liked their style. But I can admit that Nick Diaz is a good fighter. Nate Diaz is not a good fighter. I don't like either one of their style. The Diaz brother, like pillow fist wigger style. I don't like that style. But I guess they're not wiggers because are they Hispanic? Are they higgers? He's Mexican and Anglo, so he is white. So he is a wigger. He's a mixed wigger. Austin MP says, I got here late yesterday, then the stream was sniped. Yeah, I re-uploaded it without the Home and Cyborg fight. I mean, look, the Diaz brothers, that's the only thing they can do. They just try to hit. If you hit someone hundreds of times and you can't knock them out, I can't consider you a good fighter. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's just me. Austin MP says John Cena good too, by the way. You mean a good wigger? Is he the greatest wigger of all time? I did a whole podcast on that. I don't know. Vanilla Ice has some stiff competition for John Cena. Ariel Hawani here talking. Is there some... Okay. Ariel Hawani's kind of a goof. What does everybody think of Ariel Hawani? Sour Catherine, what does that mean? The red cheeks? Or is that in response to Ariel Hawani being a goof? Maybe not, because you don't watch MMA. Five fights coming up. Austin MP says they are elite black belts. The boxing was secondary. Yeah, but how do you have zero power, like, as a pro fighter? I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that just don't have high-level boxing, but they're not pillow-fisted. I mean, even Tank Abbott can knock somebody out, and he's not a skilled individual. I'm assuming everybody's picking Nagano to win. That would be hilarious if he lost, though. Anyway, so that's my heavyweight rankings. Crow Cop, Overeem, then it gets tough. Oh, man, how do you pick between Sergey Karatanov because Sergey was actually Fader's sparring partner, so they knew each other really well. Now, Alexander actually beat Karatanov in 2006. I don't even remember that fight. So I guess you'd have to give it... Overeem beat him, too. You'd have to give it... I guess you might have to give it to Alexander, then Karatanov. Then I'd go Arlovsky. Then I'd go Fedor. You know, in terms of primes. So those are my top. So Fedor's at number 6 for me. Then it gets tough. I got no clue who to put after that. No clue. Austin MP says, too much long-distance cardio. If fights were unlimited time, Nick would never lose. Abbott was fat and had a lot of early power. Yeah. I thought you got into MMA late. How do you even know who Tank Abbott is? Wait, when did you start watching MMA? Fedor was a cardio machine. He had power. Krokop's cardio was decent, too, when he wasn't fighting every month. Austin MP says, Fedor at 6 is worse than Skip putting LeBron at 9. Well, I'm not talking strictly resume. I'm talking who's the best, not necessarily, like skill-wise, not resume-wise. Resume-wise, you'd have to put Fedor top 3. You'd have to put him top 3. I'm just saying who's the best skill-wise. Like, you have a time machine and you could take these guys prime, or approximately prime, against each other. I actually think Nick could have decent power. Nate doesn't. It's just Nick. It's almost like Nick doesn't care enough to load his punches. But he could. Nate couldn't even if he wanted to. Like, Nate has no power. Nick actually has some kind of fight IQ, too, though. You gotta factor that. Nate doesn't really. He just kind of brainlessly fights and leans on his cardio. Wait, who did Skip... What were the 8 ahead of LeBron? Because I'd have to go Larry Bird. I mean, I would put Bird, Jordan, and Kobe, and Chamberlain. Possibly even Allen Iverson. Are you talking about resume or just pure basketball skill? Like, how did they rank that? I might not even have LeBron cracking the top 10. Nick KO'd Lawler with a lead right hook. Nick has power. He just usually doesn't choose. He chooses not to use it. Like, I think Nick could actually, if he changed his strategy, he could utilize his power more. He just probably doesn't want to. Cain Velasquez on the broadcast here. Look at the shape of his head. Looks kind of weird. Austin says LeBron definitely top 3 in any sane world. I don't know about that. Austin says Kobe is so expletive overrated. Yeah, kind of, but he's still good. Austin MP says probably MJ, Kareem, Magic, Bird, Duncan. Duncan? Can't remember the last time somebody said Duncan. Oh yeah, you gotta put Magic in there too, yeah. And yeah, Kareem you could put in there. How do you not have Chamberlain in there? Austin says MJ, Kareem, LeBron, Bird, Magic, Shaq, Duncan, Curry. What? Wilt and Russell? Duncan and Curry, that's funny. Iverson was awesome if you're talking about pure skill and height deficit overcame by pure skill. Like, Iverson's up there. I think Larry Bird's probably the most underrated guy ever. And then if we're talking offense only, I'd put Pete Maravich in there as among the best. Probably the best, just offensively. But obviously, you're talking all around. You can't put him at the top. It would be interesting if Pete Maravich actually cared about defense. Like, he might be as good as Bird, if not better. Man, Mauro Ranallo looks so old. This is crazy, because I remember watching the live Pride events way back in the day. He was so young. Austin MP says, Bird, my favorite. I can totally understand that. Has there ever been any other player in the modern era who got 3 MVPs in a row? And then what did he have, like 7 runner-up MVPs? Austin MP says, Pete and Bird, my grandpa's goats. Pete Maravich has to be offensive goat. Like, who's better than Pete Maravich offensively? You could check out the greatest basketball player of all time podcast I did. I really didn't get into Larry Bird, so I should do a follow-up on that. I was mostly looking at Pete Maravich, Jordan, and LeBron for that one. But yeah, and Jordan couldn't beat Bird a single time. People conveniently forget about that. Jordan is what? 0 and what? 0 and 4 or 0 and 5 against Bird, and 2 of those were complete shutouts. I mean, Michael Jordan was so happy when Larry Bird retired. Man, Junior Dos Santos is 21 and 10. That's a pretty bad record. Why is he fighting Rabalis Despania? Who is that guy? So Junior's coming off of a win against Alan Belcher? Alan Belcher? He's a heavy... He used to be a middleweight. What? That's crazy. And he won a split decision against Verdum back in 2023. I don't remember if I even saw that. I think I did see that fight. Junior should just fight Nagano again. Nagano beat him, but it's better than these scrub fights, right? Austin MP says, Bird played college long time and ran on pavement all the time, had back problems. Yeah. Yeah, Bird was never healthy, and he still put up those numbers. Pete Maravich wasn't really healthy either, was he? It'd be awesome if all these fights were like first round finishes, which they... I don't know about the Nate Diaz Perry fight, but... Interesting Stuff says, is the Carano fight happening now? No, not yet. There's like a couple fights before that. Main event is usually somewhere around 11 p.m. Eastern time. I got the Eastern time numbers up on here because that's what they always put first. I guess because New York City is the most important city in the world. New York, D.C. Interesting stuff says, I don't have Netflix. I'm going to drop in a link in the chat real quick. Tell me when you got it, and then I'll remove it. Do you got it, interesting stuff? And Sarah, you can click that link real quick. I have to remove it, though, because I don't know if Netflix is going to like that. Interesting stuff. Tell me when you got it. Do you got it? All right. No problem. Interesting stuff. Sarah, if you click that link, you could watch it too. You got it, Sarah. Did anybody pick this for, pick the fight here? I'm guessing people are going to put Junior as the favorite, but he's been knocked out so many times, I don't know. Austin MP, you don't have Netflix? Oh, he's got Rocky music? That's hilarious. Alright, you got it, Austin? You got it? Alright. You got it. I don't know. I don't even know this guy that he's fighting here. So he's fighting Dispania? Is that how you pronounce his name? Dispania's 37. Junior is 42. You know, decent difference, but not absolutely catastrophic if they've been keeping in shape. Junior's coming off 2 decision losses. Oh, my bad. Dispania is coming off of 2 decision losses and then 5 KO or TKO wins, and he is undefeated in karate combat. All finishes for España. Junior's coming off of a TKO off Alan Belcher, a split decision over Verdum. I don't even know who won that fight. And then he had 5 losses by finish in a row before that. Some people think that was the end of Junior. It's kind of hard to argue against that. I mean, this guy's old, but he's got some power, so you gotta lean Dispania just based on age and record and damage accumulated. Well, the main card starts at 9 Eastern. The main card. So the final fight is going to be... Nobody knows when it's going to start because all the fights before may or may not be going to decision. But it's usually around 11. Could be 11, 11:30. Are you watching it right now? Austin MP says Chris Lieben judging. That's hilarious. Wait, how is that not a... Wait. What? Chris Lieben versus Anderson Silva was hilarious. Is he like a full-time judge now? I didn't know that. And Despania is an Olympic bronze medalist. In what? In Taekwondo. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to España for sure now. Prime versus Prime. If this was a couple years earlier, it would be interesting. It'd be a lot more interesting fight. No problem, interesting stuff. Yeah, Junior does look like he's in pretty good shape, though. Being on the wrong side of 40 is tough, though. It's tough in combat sports. I mean, being on the wrong side of 35 is tough in combat sports. I gotta go Despania here, though. Despania is used to finishing fights, so this should be exciting. Despain. Ooh! That was a smooth kick for such a big guy. I haven't seen this guy fight before. Ooh, this guy's quick! This guy's quick! Ooh, nice low kick from Junior. This guy's crazy quick for his size. He is fast! Junior has always been slow, too. Unless he lands a lucky one, I don't think Juniors can win this one. This guy's crazy fast. Speed and power. What a deadly combination here. And his technique looks pretty sharp, too. Bronze medal Taekwondo guy. Oh, he got clipped. I couldn't... Was that mostly a slip, though? It might have been a slip. Because his leg was weird. I don't know if that was head damage. He's got his hands kind of low. That kick was pretty vicious, low kick. Yeah. This guy's fast, though. Okay, I take back my comment about Junior should be fighting Nagano instead. This guy's good. Junior's probably got slightly more power, but this guy's fast. Ooh. Ooh. Hard shot to the noggin by Despain. Yeah, this is... I think this fight's going to be over soon. Junior's about to go out. Oh, just got clipped. Yep. It might be done. Unless he's playing possum. Which people have done. Sometimes in hilarious fashion. Ooh. I don't know if that was a slip, though. Because his leg, both times that Despain came down, his leg got weird. It might have been partially a slip. Not just the power from the punch. I think he's trying to bait Junior by having his hands so low. He seems really confident in his speed. In his own speed. Possibly rightfully so. Seemingly rightfully so. Ooh! Yeah, it's over. Boom! It is over. Another solid pick for Bruce McGuire. Flatman B official says, interesting stuff is my alt. Thanks for looking out. Oh, that was Flatman B. Cool. Good man, good man. Flatman B official says it's possible you commit a fallacy while fighting, Bruce. Just kidding. Wait, what do you mean while fighting? Like when I'm fighting? Yeah, Despain's kind of a savage. Like, I looked at his record. He's got all finishes in karate combat and 5 finishes in MMA, but he just lost 2 decisions. But Olympic bronze medalist in taekwondo. This guy is fast, though. This guy's speed is incredible. Incredible. And the strategy of keeping his hands low to bait Junior was solid. His chin, Despain's chin seems pretty good too. He got hit twice, but it was kind of hard to see if it was mostly slipping while trying to avoid the punch versus Junior's power. It was hard to tell. Aaron Crypt says they should do Nagano versus Despain. That would be a fantastic fight. I mean, this guy has ridiculous speed for a heavyweight. CJ says the secret is to knock the other guy out. If you just knock them out, then you win. CJ is brilliant. Brilliant observation, CJ. Absolutely incredible. So apt. So apt. Yeah, that was a great fight, though. Yeah, this card really turned around. The first 2 fights were terrible, and then it really picked up with some skill. Austin MP says, expletive, that guy was pretty good. I just don't want to see JDS lose again. Yeah, it's tough. Why? I mean, he's been knocked out so many times. Given their age, yeah, that was like, yeah. If they fought 10 out of 10 times, that would be a prime 10 out of 10 would be tough to call, right? Because Junior's always got that chance to clip him. I'd probably go Despain 7 out of 10. We gotta watch him more though. This guy's kind of awesome. He's a little old though. That's kind of the problem for like a real run at like some kind of GOAT career. He's 37 already. He fought 3 times in 2023, only once in 2024. Oh, he did karate combat another time in 2024, and then 4 times 2025. This guy's real good, though. And if he doesn't speak English, that's not good. If he wants to become a big star, he's got to work on his English. Austin MP says, heavyweight is older usually, but 37 is tough. Oh, yeah, it is older. You don't have to be 20 or 25. But yeah, if he was like 29 right now, or even like 30, 31, he could make a serious run. Like, this guy's physical tools are incredible. Also, how long has he been grappling? Because picking up grappling when you're that old is kind of tough, too, if you want to become really high level. Ariel's such a goof. He's so cringe. Flatman B says, yeah, just Googled it, Bruce. It's to be expected at 11:30 Eastern. Yeah, I mean, if all these finishes are super quick, it might be earlier. It might be 11. It all depends on how fast these... Like, that was kind of fast, so... If they all finish in the first round, it should be earlier. What? Austin MP says the betting site Bet365 had the Nate fight listed at 940. Is he calling out Francis? Oh, so he does speak English. He says he wants his bonus. That's funny. Flatman B official says, any word on getting the OG channel back? Yeah, probably not. Just gotta have to build this one back up. Austin MP says, I could beat Francis at Madden easily. Are you sure he doesn't play Madden? Yeah, nobody ever really knows the main event time because if all the fights go to decision, it's longer. If they're all finished in the first round, it's much shorter. If half of them go to the decision and half don't, then it's somewhere in the middle, which is announced as 11 to 11:30. What? That's so cringe. Rhonda said she wanted to remember as one of the best fighters ever. She's not even top 20. She's not even top 20 in women's. She's not even like top 10,000 of all fighters ever. Austin says Rhonda looks like a little guy. Well, from the back, sure. So we got 3 more fights before the main event, and it's 10. So yeah, if they all finish in the first round, it might be earlier than 11. Might be around 11, a little earlier. So yeah, all depends. Austin MP says this Parnasse guy is supposed to be awesome. All right, let's look him up. See what we got here. Who the heck is Kenneth Cross? He doesn't even have a wiki. Saladin Parnassus, what a name. He's 28 years old from France. French Moroccan. He's what? He's 22-2. It's a good record. Mostly no names though. So he's been fighting on KSW. He's the KSW lightweight champion. Interesting. He just had 4 finishes as champ. What is this fight at? Because he's a champ at lightweight, but he lost the decision at welterweight for the welterweight strap in KSW. He also defended the featherweight champion. So he's a featherweight and light heavyweight champion in KSW. But I don't really see a lot of top fighters here on his resume. So, yeah. We'll see, I guess. I have no idea who the guy he's fighting is either. The guy he's fighting doesn't even have a wiki. Kenneth Cross. Kenneth the Boss Cross. He's 17-4. So I think this might be at lightweight. Because Cross is a lightweight. It's got mostly no names too, so we'll see whether these guys are skilled or not. Flatman B says, YouTube has been more lax lately. I would give your channel one more dispute before giving up. Man, I've filed probably 20. and I've been on, they don't have a phone number, but I've been on their chat support and email about 20 times, speaking to supervisors, etc. They all say the same thing, that the initial ruling cannot be reviewed and it was already determined. And so I'm like, obviously there was a mistake made. Can you go check it? And they refused to go check it. They just said the original must be true. I'm like, what? It doesn't make any, like, what's the whole point of, like, having a supervisor to check to make sure the work was done correctly? Austin MP says, I can't wait for Nate to show out tonight. I don't know much about him, but Gru hyped him and he's a big favorite. YouTube needs you to admit Fader at least top 2. Okay, if you factor in career, if you're doing career plus skill, I still have Krokop as number 1. He beat a bunch of champions. Number 2, career. Would I put Fader at number 2, heavyweight, factoring career? So if we're putting, are we putting career equal to skill or career above skill? Because Nagara's up there also. You'd probably have to go Fader, like, if you're factoring skill, career more than skill, or career and skill equally factored, Krokop number 1, Fader number 2, Nagara number 3. Well, he didn't actually beat Krokop. Watch that fight again. Pride rules heavily favors damage, and Krokop did all the damage. Read the rules. Read the Pride rules. You might think he did, but read the rules. Krokop literally broke his face. He broke his nose, broke his whole face. Fader controlled him in the later rounds. On UFC scoring, Fader won, but they fought in Pride, with Pride scoring, which Krokop clearly won under Pride rules. Alright, let's see what's going on with this fight. Why was this fight above Junior? Junior is kind of a big name. Flatman B says, I find Ronda very unattractive, but some might find her pretty. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know anybody who could find her pretty. Like, prime Ronda on weigh-ins is alright, if you don't count her personality. But other than that, she's like a chunky trailer park lady. She looks like a chunky trailer park trash lady. And with the personality to match. I have no idea how anybody thought she's a role model of any kind. This cross is 17-4. Austin MP says, I'm not a big Ronda fan. I just think she wins tonight. But how does she win? There's like, other than a fluke, how does she win? My favorite women MMA is Misha Tate and Joanna J. Jędrzejczyk. Jędrzejczyk was fun to watch. Not the most technical. You don't like Gina Carano? After rewatching, like, I wasn't the biggest Gina Carano fan, but I did watch the Cyborg fight live. After rewatching it again yesterday, I am now a Gina Carano fan. And seeing how good she looked during the workout. Like, I can't remember the last time I've been impressed with a female martial artist, a mixed martial artist's hands like that. Her hands looked so good. And her toughness in the Cyborg fight, I forgot about all that. I thought she just got destroyed, but she didn't. Austin says Joanna had crazy hands. Crazy speed. She was really fast, not really good technique. Misha Tate was a very decent fighter, but not great fight IQ. She should have beaten Ronda Rousey easily. She had all the tools and just terrible fight IQ. Austin says the Nate fight is my main event, but I'm excited to see Ronda because of your view of her. It's not my view, it's just reality, my friend. See, that's what logic is, right? It's empirically verifiable reality. Like, you could check her record, you could check, like, watch the fights and what happened in the fights. It's all very easy to see. Austin says Misha the hottest by a mile. I would say not even close, my friend. She's above average for sure. You want to turn this into the most attractive female fighter? That's a hard question. What about Karolina Kowalczyk or whatever? She's also a really good fighter. Kowalkiewicz, I cannot pronounce that name. She lost so many fights she shouldn't have lost, though. Wow, she's 40 now? No way. That's crazy. She seemed like so young just like 10 years ago. Yeah, she's got a lot of losses, but she came up 10-0 before losing to Joanna. Yeah, I don't think she had the best training team, but she had a lot of tools. Yeah, Joanna didn't look bad at all. Above average for sure. She looked kind of weird during the weigh-ins, but I think I'm gonna have to go Karolina Kowalkiewicz or whatever for best looking fighter. Maybe. Everybody has Gina as number one, but I don't know. She's definitely up there, but Alexa Grasso? I don't even remember what she looks like. I may have seen one or two of her fights. Oh, no way. She looks really weird. Look at the first picture that comes up when you look her up on the wiki. I'm gonna go with Karolina as my top pick. Paige Van Zandt looked okay before all the plastic. Like when she first debuted, actually. Before all the plastic. Alright, here we go. Let's see what's going on with this fight here. Pernase catches the kick, ends up on top. Somehow Cross just pops to his feet light speed. Wow, explosive. Trying to go hard for the takedown, but might not be able to get it. Oh, he gets it. Up. Pernas gets right back up. These guys are crazy. Looks like it's going to be a good fight here. Fighting in the clinch. Cross really wants this takedown. That was crazy how he got it and Pernas just popped right up like nothing. It was crazy. Can't remember the last time I saw something like that. Oh, now Pernas ends up on top in the scramble. They haven't thrown a lot of strikes. It's been all grappling so far, mostly. Back in the clinch against the cage. I don't know. If they start throwing hard, this might not leave the first round either. Both these guys look pretty explosive. Alright, now it's getting a little slow. Okay, now they separated. Okay, boom. Cross with a jab. That's funny. Cross with a jab. Is Cross going to start throwing some crosses? Ooh. Now they're swinging. Back and forth swinging. Throwing hard. Pernas probably would have knocked him out if that landed. That was a hard hook. Up, now Cross going for the leg again. Up, now it's slow in the clinch again against the cage. Now Parnas going for the leg. And he's got the takedown. Up kick from Cross, but Parnas is back on top of him. Pounding away. Oop, Cross rolling. Oh, Parnas in full mount in the scramble. Looks like he was punching the back of the head a little bit. Now he got the back. Is he going to sink a choke right here? He's got the hooks in. He might get a minute 40 left. Ooh, Cross pulling on the arm to try to get out of the position up doesn't work. And now Parnas takes the back with some punches. 130 left, pounding away. Is he going to stop this? Rolls to his back, back to his stomach. Parnas pounding away here. Wow, that was right in the back of the head. Ooh. Another one in the back. There was like 4 punches to the back of the head, but 1 minute. Oh, he got back to his feet and caught another big punch. Oh, this fight got crazy. They're swinging for the fences. Oh, 45 seconds left. He might actually survive this. Ooh, to the body. Oh, to the head. Oh, it's over. Okay. All right. We're moving at a good pace here. This might not be that long of a night. Austin MP says Parnas looks like an updated version of Leon Edwards. Yeah. Way updated. I mean, this guy's explosive. They're both explosive. That was a good fight. That was a really good fight. Austin MP says this cage feels so much more alive than the current UFC cage. Maybe just novelty. Austin MP says KK not bad. PVZ fake as expletive only now though. Do you remember? Look up Paige Van Zant during her debut. Look up Paige on her debut. She actually started looking a little wonky even before all the plastic. But look at her MMA debut. Austin MP says Misha clears all. I mean, she does not have the best proportions in her face. I mean, she looks good, but I think Carolina has a lot more proportional face. Is the Nate fight up next? Is it Nate or Nagano? It says it's a triple main. I think the Nate fight might be next. Austin MP says 7-foot tall ring announcer. Austin MP says Paige Van Zandt looks a little stupid in my opinion. We're not talking about looking intelligent, right? Austin MP says I think Francis is fighting before Nate. Well, on the card, like even on the image on the screen right now, the inside fight is the main event. So the second main would be Nagano. Unless they didn't. Well, actually, it's kind of hard to tell. That'd be kind of crazy if they have the heavyweight fight before. So many French people feels like the Count of Monte Cristo. Nate is the people's champ, homie. I wouldn't say so. Maybe you could say that about Nick. I don't know if I could say it about Nate. Austin MP says Jake puts the girls on last because he's woke. Is he woke? Austin MP says Nick Bro gets a pass. Always, them is the rules round here. No, you could say that about Nick. You gotta give Nick some respect. But Nate, nah. I don't see how Nate's earned any respect at all. Riding on the coattails of his brother. If that was in order, then the Nagano fight is next. Yeah, if that's in order, it's Nagano next. Then Nate. Austin MP says they ain't fighting Pernas. Wait, who's not fighting Pernas? Oh, anybody? This guy thought all the fights were good. The first two fights were not good at all. if they exist. Does he know she's getting wrecked? They're really rolling out the red carpet for the for the trailer trash. Sarah Catherine says, I'm still here, just being quiet. So, did you watch the fight? So, you're watching, these are your first MMA fights, Sarah? What do you think so far? Austin MP says, he called them out. He's too good with the name value yet for these guys unless Jake overpays. Supposedly, Jake is overpaying everybody. That's how this whole thing got together. Austin MP says, Travis Brown, I think Kane beat too. I might be wrong. So Travis Brown wasn't Travis Brown having a great record until he started training with Ronda's coach Edmund, and then he got destroyed all the time. Basically destroyed his career. Did I get that right? I believe that was the story back then. Man, all this like MMA from all these years ago is starting to come back to me. Because I used to watch all these fights. Yeah, Kane TKO'd him. Yeah, Travis Brown had a great record until hooking up with Ronda's coach, Edmund. He's 6'6". Big guy. So he was 16-2 with Winklejohn and Greg Jackson, John Jones's main team before. And then he went on a losing streak, 2-3-0 since then. As of September 28th, 2016. And then he actually lost twice more after that. So he went 5-2. Yeah, he went 5-2 since hooking up with Edmund. Before that, he was actually viewed as like a major force in the division. Edmund destroyed a lot of careers. Austin MP says Travis Brown looks like Mac Miller got hit with a ray gun. Austin MP says Travis Brown moved pretty good. Yeah, he did. He was actually pretty good. I remember watching him before he got to Edmund. A lot of the heavyweights were scared of him because he was a big guy with was pretty decent fighter. What did Edmund do to him? So Linz is a light heavyweight. He's beaten nobody. His biggest win is Ovens St. Preux at light heavy. I mean, this guy is not doesn't appear to be impressive at all. He's got losses to nobodies, wins over nobody. Andrei Arlovsky did beat him by decision in 2020. Past his prime, Arlovsky beat him. They should have got Arlovsky for this fight. Or Fedor. Imagine if they got Fedor Emelianenko for this fight. This event would have been so much bigger if they got Fedor. Austin MP says Arlovsky would beat Francis right now. I mean, I don't know about that. Prime Arlovsky, I'd go 7 out of 10 times. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard. Ngannou has such incredible power. I mean, it's tough to even predict. I don't think Fedor beats Ngannou 10 out of 10 times. I think the best is 5 out of 10. They might, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was never on the Ngannou hype train. I don't think he's the greatest of all time or anything, but his power is crazy. They should have got Fedor versus Ngannou. This fight would have been huge. Arlovsky's retired, though. He just lost a split decision June 2024. I mean, I'm pretty sure he retired. Oh, wow. I guess not. He's boxing now. Wow, Arlovsky's 1-0 in dirty boxing, 2-0 in bare knuckle boxing, 1-0 in professional boxing. He's been racking up boxing wins. He just fought. He just beat Ben Roth. Oh, I did see that. February 2026. I did see a short clip of that. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, Arlovsky's been dominating in boxing. I mean, this is a Sambo guy. Austin MP says Fedor murks Ngannou off your Xanax tonight. Oh, Fedor definitely beats him a certain percentage of the time. I just don't know what that percentage is. You think Fedor beats Ngannou 10 out of 10 times? I don't think so. I'm not sure Crow Cop beats Ngannou 10 out of 10 times. Maybe with the low kick. Fedor doesn't have a great low kick. He has a good low kick, but it's not a great low kick. Yeah, I totally forgot Arlovsky was still active. With Arlovsky's boxing, yeah, he probably does beat Ngannou now, too. Still not sure if he'd beat him 10 out of 10 times, though. Austin MP says Fader could beat Bruce Lee and Steven Seagal. And he could out-talk Alex Jones in English. What are you smoking? You're off your Xanax. Aaron Crypt says, I've always wanted to see Brock versus Fader. That fight, Fader wins 10 out of 10 times. That fight was done deal. Brock has nowhere near the power of Nagano. Nagano beats Brock 10 out of 10 times, too. Brock was super fun to watch, and he's actually a good fighter. It's just, I don't think he could beat, like, the top dogs. I think Brock destroys all the middle of the pack heavyweights and gets destroyed by the absolute top of the pack. But always super exciting. You can't say Brock is not exciting. Austin MP says Fader versus Brock could still happen at WrestleMania. I love Brock. It could still happen in MMA. These guys are not that old. And they're both in decent shape. Austin MP says, imagine Brock was always an MMA guy early on. Yeah, I could see him being better than Mark Coleman, and Coleman was pretty good. Alright, so far, the only fight I definitively predicted that has happened so far, obviously I have Gino Carano, 99% confidence. And once I looked them up, but before the fight started, I had DePayne over Junior Dos Santos. So I'm 1-0 for picks so far. I did not pick a winner in Pernas. So for this fight, I'm going to have to go Nagano for the power. But I haven't seen this guy fight. Just based on the records, I'm picking Nagano. I feel relatively confident. I'm going to go Nagano beats this guy 9 out of 10 times. I'm going 90% confidence. Not 99, 90. Because this guy's 40 years old, too. I mean, if he was younger, I mean, even still, just the size discrepancy. I mean, they're saying this guy's intelligent. Is he like a genius at fight IQ? If he is, I mean, maybe that changes something slightly, but I think this might be a basic physics equation. Austin MP says Nagano's gonna kill him. I can tell he loses by his beard. That's how you make your determination? I mean, unless Nagano has the flu or something, and this guy's some kind of fight IQ genius, I mean... Aaron Crypt says Lins was pretty good at light heavyweight, but ever since he has moved up, he has sucked. He's a heavyweight champ at some lower promotion, some kind of no-name promotion, but... I mean, if Francis has been training, like, this is kind of over before it starts. This guy's just too big. He's too big, and he's not a scrub. Like, if he had no skill, and he was just, like, a big powerhouse, like Tim Sylvia. Like, if he was Tim Sylvia, I actually don't know. I might lean Lins, even without seeing Lins fight, because Tim Sylvia was, like, all size, and practically no skill, and he was slow. And he wasn't that powerful given his size. He was really powerful because of his size. Nagano is powerful beyond his size. Like, he's really big, but he's also crazy powerful. Like, more powerful than guys his size. Sarah says, I'm watching Bruce. I'll be right back. Gonna get a snack. Well, what do you think so far? Did you give what you thought? I don't know if I saw your comment, if you gave your... What do you think about the sport of MMA, since you've never watched MMA fights before? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Nagano's, he can't... Millions of dollars was not enough for him? He wants health care for his family, and it wasn't... UFC wasn't covering it? I mean, UFC does stand for you fight cheap, according to the fighters, but still. You know, as a champion star, it basically, that is true, except if you're the champion. I've been more hyped for this card than any UFC card in forever. I don't know, this event looks pretty legit so far. Let's see if that changes, but so far these do not appear to be fixed fights to my eye. And I've seen a couple of fixed fights in both Pride and UFC, or at least highly suspicious fights that most likely were fixed, because they just looked so sketchy. Austin MP says Francis look a little smaller than older fights. He does look really lean. He does look a little bit leaner than usual. If he improved his speed even further, then he'd be really dangerous. I still don't know how this fight is before the Nate Diaz-Mike Perry fight. Probably because of Linz. If they got Fader or somebody. Austin MP says his beard's suspect too, but I think it went. 18-5 is not a terrible record. This is kind of crazy. They couldn't get a bigger fighter with their bankroll. It would be hilarious if Linz won, though. Ngannou has been out for like 2 years, though, since he got knocked out by Joshua. That could be a factor. If his chin is cracked, that could be a factor. Actually, he fought at PFL Super Fights October 19th, 2024. So he did fight. He did win and fight since the Joshua KO. So he did fight in MMA. So let's see. But official prediction, Ngannou knockout round 1. I'm going to go Ngannou 90% victory. 80 drops to 80 if Linz is some kind of fight genius. And Nagano is a little bit cracked from the knockout. Ooh, hard log kick. Nagano does look a little bit leaner. Possibly a little faster, too. How good is Lin's on the ground? He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So he is a black belt. I don't know if that's like a legit black belt or a McDojo black belt, but black belt nonetheless. Ooh, hard knee by Francis. Yeah, Francis looks leaner and faster. Oh, another hard knee. Why does a Brazilian guy have an afro? Oh, hard body shots by Francis. He shoots for a takedown. I don't think he can get it. Nope. Francis on top. Landed some hard shots. It might be over soon. Unless Linz pulls out like a triangle out of nowhere. He just looks so small and helpless. Like the weight discrepancy is just... Why didn't he put on more weight? Did he not have time? Or was he always like a super tiny heavyweight? Now, if he survives the onslaught, but Francis looks in better shape here, so he might not gas out. Unless he could really last to the 5th round. And then anything can happen, but it's probably going to end right here. Oh, wow, he's scrambling up. Catching some hard shots on his way up to his feet. But he's still up. Wow. Wow, Francis with a fast right high kick. That was scary. I didn't know Francis could kick that high or that fast. That was scary. Linz clipped him with a shot, but Francis hit him with 2 hard punches. Francis in prime position for a knee, but didn't do it. Oh, there's a weak one. That super fast right high kick by Francis was so impressive. I don't remember him kicking at all. Couple of body shots by Francis. Minute 35 left. That'd be crazy if this got out of the first round. It'd be crazy. Linz took some damage. I don't think he can get a takedown. He's got one arm under Francis's left leg, but... Man, he just took like 10 punches to the body. Hard punches. If he makes it out of this round, I don't think he makes it out of the second. Barring some kind of flukish... Linz trying to go for a takedown. Couldn't get it there. Trying to trip. Couldn't get another body punch. His ribs might be broken, too. Francis hit him hard. I don't know. Judging by his face, he just looked at the clock. Linz just looked at the clock, but he doesn't seem that affected by these shots to the body. And he just pressed Zingano against the cage. Ooh, Francis with an elbow missed. Linz threw a punch to the back of the head. Kind of hard to tell if it hit or not. Ooh, he's out. He's out. And Francis finishes him. 2 for 2, baby. 2 for 2. Maybe I should have bet on these fights. Crazy power. And he looks leaner and faster. Very scary. Austin MP says, Francis could be #1 heavyweight if he was active enough. Yeah, probably. Who thinks... I don't know if John Jones can beat this guy. Like the older... The previous heavier, slower Francis, maybe. But the Francis tonight was crazy. Austin MP says, imagine Nate had a full beard. That would look ridiculous. He'd probably look better. Nate looks so goofy. But good job for Nagano, because the ref didn't stop it. Francis could have really done, like, some permanent damage. Herb Dean was being a retard there. The guy, like, Lins was totally out, and Herb Dean did nothing. And Francis had the wherewithal to not permanently damage the guy. Good on Francis.